Deep beneath a nondescript building in one of the world's most secure diamond processing compounds, something extraordinary arrives. These sealed cases contain rough diamonds, raw, uncut, still bearing the dust of mines thousands of miles away. Some of these stones are worth more than a house. A few are worth more than a city block. Every gram is tracked, every movement recorded. Nothing enters this facility without the system knowing exactly what it is and exactly where it's going. Before a single cut is made, every stone must be understood. Gemologists here don't just look at diamonds, they read them, the way a surgeon reads an X-ray before making an incision. Color, clarity, crystal structure, weight to the 100,000th of a carat. The optical sorting system alone processes data that would take a human examiner weeks to compile, and it does it in under a minute per stone. In this room, rough rocks begin their transformation into something the world will pay almost anything to own. This is where mathematics meets intuition. A master planner might spend 6 hours on a single stone, running simulation after simulation, weighing the trade-offs between a larger finished diamond versus a smaller and millions of dollars evaporate. The software calculates, the expert decides. Every approved plan is a bet, informed by decades of experience, advanced optics, and an intimate understanding of what the market will pay for perfection. The plan is now transferred to the stone itself. Using a laser precise enough to engrave text thinner than a human hair, technicians inscribe cutting guides directly onto the diamond's surface, marks that are invisible without magnification but will direct every subsequent stage of production. At this moment, the stone's fate is set. The cuts that will define it, the shape it will take, the facets that will scatter its light, all of it determined, locked in, and carried forward in a sealed velvet case toward the cutting floor. For centuries, this was the most dangerous moment in diamond processing, and it still is. One strike, no second chances. A master cleaver may study a stone for weeks before touching it, learning its grain the way a woodworker reads timber. The crystal planes within a diamond are both its greatest strength and its only vulnerability. Strike along the grain and the stone opens cleanly. Strike across it and the stone shatters into worthless fragments. The hands that deliver that single mallet blow have trained for years to make it look effortless. It never is. Where human hands cannot safely go, light takes over. These laser saws don't cut so much as they sublimate, vaporizing a hair-thin path through the crystal, atom by atom, at temperatures that would incinerate conventional tooling. A cut that takes a traditional blade hours can be completed with greater precision in a fraction of the time. The deionized water bath isn't just for cooling, it carries away the diamond vapor, the microscopic carbon residue of a stone being divided. Even that waste is collected, nothing is lost. Only a diamond can grind a diamond. In this room, stones work against each other, two spinning in opposition, each one wearing away at the other's girdle until both emerge perfectly round. It is one of the oldest principles in gem cutting, now executed with computerized precision. The white dust settling on the collection trays below each machine is not waste. It is pure industrial diamond powder, gathered and sold to manufacturing industries worldwide. Nothing that comes off a stone in this facility is discarded. Even the dust has a market.
The first facets are a declaration of intent. 8 cuts, 4 on the crown, 4 on the pavilion, that establish the geometry everything else will follow. Get these angles wrong, and no amount of subsequent polishing will save the stone. Blockers are among the most experienced workers in the facility. They carry the template of the ideal cut in their hands, their instruments, and their institutional memory. The lap spins, the stone presses, and for the first time in its existence, this piece of carbon begins to catch the light the way a diamond is meant to. 58 facets. That is what stands between a rough stone and a finished brilliant cut diamond. 58 precisely angled surfaces, each one calculated to intercept light entering the stone and redirect it back through the crown in the maximum possible concentration. Miss an angle by a fraction of a degree and the light leaks out the bottom.
Nail every one and you have created an object that concentrates and reflects light with an efficiency no other material on Earth can match. This floor is where carbon becomes a diamond in every sense of the word. Every finished diamond in this facility receives something no thief can remove and no forger can replicate. A unique optical fingerprint, encoded in the way its facets return light, as individual as a human iris, and etched into its girdle, invisible without magnification. Under 10x magnification, an identification number ties this stone to its full history, where it was found, when it was processed, every grade, and every hand it passed through. In an industry once plagued by fraud, this is how trust is manufactured. The difference between a D and an E color grade is invisible to almost every eye on Earth, but it can represent tens of thousands of dollars in a single stone. This is the room where those determinations are made, in standardized light against calibrated reference stone, by graders who have spent careers training their perception to detect differences that exist at the very edge of human visual resolution. A certificate issued from a laboratory like this is not just a document, it is a promise, backed by reputation, that defines the stone's value for every owner it will ever have. It is a promise, backed by reputation, that defines the stone's value for every owner it will ever have. Somewhere in this vault, at this moment, there are stones worth more than the GDP of a small nation. Some have been here for weeks awaiting buyers. Some arrived this morning. The vault doesn't distinguish between them. Every drawer sealed, every stone recorded, the climate system maintaining the exact same temperature and humidity around a $10 rough chip and a $10 million finished brilliant. In this room, value is abstract. What matters is security, documentation, and the certainty that what went in will come out exactly as it was. A colorless diamond is graded on how little color it shows. A fancy color diamond is prized for the opposite, the intensity, purity, and rarity of its hue. A vivid pink diamond the size of a marble can be worth more than an entire colorless stone collection. The cutting philosophy changes entirely in this room. Angles that maximize brilliance in a white diamond may wash out the color in a pink one. Every decision here is made in service of the hue, protecting it, deepening it, presenting it to the world at its most saturated and alive. Every stone that leaves this facility carries its entire history with it. Every scan, every grade, every planner's decision and polisher's hour compressed into a certificate, a serial number, and an optical fingerprint. The packaging here is not decoration. It is the final layer of a chain of custody that began. A diamond's journey begins in a mine and ends in a vault or on a finger somewhere in the world. When that armored bag passes through the final door, a diamond that arrived as an uncut piece of carbon departs as one of the most precisely documented and authenticated objects on Earth. From above, it looks like a single living organism. Hundreds of people, thousands of stones, 15 distinct stages of transformation, all operating simultaneously, all connected, all moving toward the same endpoint, taking something the Earth spent billions of years creating and turning it into something the world will fight to possess. This facility processes more diamond value in a single day than most nations see in a year. And somewhere inside it right now, a stone is being split, a facet is being polished, a grade is being written, and a case is being sealed. The process never stops. The diamonds keep coming. And somewhere at the end of that chain, someone is waiting for what this place produces, willing to pay almost anything to hold it in their hand.